Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Today I wanted to go over a case from a woman who managed to push back against biometric data collection and win. The company is not changing their policy, nor was there any sort of written communication that indicated that she had actually won, which is why I wanted to do a video on it so that people understand that they should be pushing back against this and that there, at the very least, is a record of them changing their stance even if they did not put it in writing. The company is Uphold. It's a crypto exchange. Many people use it because for certain cryptocurrencies, it's one of the only ones that you can go to to trade those currencies. So for instance, I know 4 or 5 years ago, people wanted to use the Brave browser. They were using Brave Attention Token. And if I wanted to redeem those coins at the time, the only functioning exchange was Uphold. Now, Uphold partnered with a company. They have a post in their site here talking about their partnership with Verif. It looks like a biometric verification company to help people verify their identity, their ID, and that they are who they say they are. And this woman did not want like that. I looked at the time frame, and it looks like she signed up prior to them using this. So if you signed up for the service prior to the term saying that we're going to be collecting your biometric data, and now they want your biometric data after the fact to get access to your crypto, that sucks. So the conversation that Natasha had with Uphold went like this. Please give me an alternative way to log into my account other than using Verif. This mosquito is about to get it. I am going to win, you little mother. Veganism ends when you suck my blood. You suck my blood, it's fair game. Bitch, you about to get... Oh, direct hit, bro. You done. He's down bad. Hi, Natasha. Thank you for contacting Uphold. I understand your concern and I can provide you with information that's on our privacy and data policy. When you create an account and make use of the platform, you agree to our terms and conditions, where it's stated that you acknowledge that you have read and consent to the collection, use, and disclosure of your information in accordance with the privacy and data policy, and have read and agree to our cookie policy and our developer agreement if applicable. Doing this verification is necessary as a financial institution. It is essential that we are able to confirm the true identity of our users. There are rules and regulations across the globe that require we identify our customers, including laws concerning anti-corruption, anti-bribery, anti-terrorism, and anti-money laundering. You can let me know if you have any more questions. So the first thing to go over here is she's located in California, and when I look through, so I'm trying to find anything that says what the Know Your Customer laws are, and I can't find anything that says that you need to collect biometric data on people in order to be in compliance with Know Your Customer laws. So if I go through this from a Financial Crimes Enforcement Network from the Department of the Treasury, I can't find a single thing in any of these that goes over biometric data collection, anything facial recognition, fingerprints. It's not a part of it. I've looked far and wide, and there's nothing in the American consumer laws in any state that I can find that says that they have to collect biometric data on you. So that part is just not true. There are many ways to verify somebody's identity without collecting biometric information. Next thing to go over is her response, which I think was great. Thanks for getting back to me. I've never been asked to give away my biometric data to log in since I first downloaded the app about 5 years ago. I have avoided using Touch ID and Face ID since they came out on the iPhone. The state of tech surveillance is way out of hand, and biometric logins are one example of that. I don't want to start giving away my biometrics now just because Uphold suddenly changed their authentication process. According to my rights outlined in the privacy policy, I can object to you processing my data or withdraw my consent. I only wish to bypass Verif. I don't want to leave Uphold altogether. I'm happy to provide other means of identification, so please assist me in any other non-biometric mode of logging into my account. They didn't get back to her with anything that was definitive. They just got back to her with these canned responses, which are essentially a bunch of nothing. However, they did let her into her account before I was even able to make this video and go over everything and go over the fact that somebody else is actually suing them for this. There's a case going on in Illinois right now. This is Jacob... We're just going to call him Jacob C. versus Uphold. This is a case. The complaint involves Jacob C. representing himself and others against Uphold. The complainant alleges that Uphold collected biometric data from users without proper consent or disclosure, violating the Illinois Biometric Information Act. Also here, Verif agreed to a $4 million class action lawsuit settlement to resolve claims that it violated Illinois' Biometric Information Privacy Act by collecting facial geometry scans without consent. In Texas, where you wouldn't expect to see a lot of consumer protection, Attorney General Ken Paxton secures a $1.4 billion settlement with Meta over its unauthorized capture of personal biometric data, and largest settlement ever obtained from an action brought by a single state. Rite Aid has been smacked for this. And again, as I just want to keep making this clear, there is no freaking requirement that I can find. I'm not a lawyer. I just play one when dumbasses try to sue me, and it's pretty fun. That I can't find anything that says that they need to collect your biometric data. Now, they let her back into her account, but they never put a written record over here saying why, or, oh yeah, my bad, bro. It looks like we broke the law in your particular state. We're not allowed to do that. We can't just change the terms and then require collection of your biometric data to give you access to your funds. But because it's not in writing, I don't want to call that a win, since somebody else may not be aware of this. So I'm making this video just so that you're aware of your rights, and that you're aware that if you push back, Uphold will not require that you go through all of this biometric data collection in order to be able to get access to your funds. Before you start in on this, by the way, she has already received a 5 to 10 minute lecture from me unsolicited on how you never keep your funds in the exchange. I know she already knows. Before we even got into this issue, I went over how to set up a proper wallet, how to have your wallet set up so that if your phone or whatever gets destroyed, you still can get access to your funds, how to do it securely. And for the love of God, don't keep your coins on any exchange. You don't have to put that in the comments. She knows. She knows. But she was able to get access to her account. After getting access to the account, how many other people are likely just not going to push back the way that she did? I was pretty surprised when I read, because it seems like she's younger than I am. So people that are younger than I am, the generation that just seems to be okay with subscriptions and everything just sucking up your data all the time, is saying, yeah, I haven't even used Touch ID or Face ID because I don't want this collected. Like, you're ahead of me in that regard, so that's awesome. I like seeing people push back against this. And one of the things that I think that's actually great about AI, a lot of people think I'm fully anti-AI just because I don't want to pay for my own surveillance, is I love using AI to do stuff like this. When some jackass wants to sue me for $100,000 because I've done nothing but essentially play back his own words on the internet, I love using AI, and I'll sit there for hours and hours and hours looking up everything, making sure every source is verified, making sure they're all real. What do you think I missed here? I'll read through it and I'll edit things and I'll do my own research afterwards just to make sure it didn't miss anything. But it's a great starting point to be able to push back against people that I don't want to talk to. I love using AI to talk to people that I do not want to talk to. Anthem Healthcare, who tried to fuck over my neighbor and not pay any of her bills when she went to the hospital 5 times, now rubber stamps almost everything because I had some letters written and I CC'd them to every single one of the regulatory departments that would screw them if they screwed with somebody in the state of California. She is now, like, that was fun. This one over here, this law firm fired their client over a letter written by a washed up MacBook repairman who spent an extra $20 to get the higher tier of ChatGPT. It's great for this. When I had to deal with a landlord that didn't want to refund a deposit, who just kept putting it off over and over again. Like, what kind of letter should I write? What laws does this violate? Who do you report this to? And more importantly, who are the people that are most likely to actually respond if I send them this letter and respond to the landlord? Like, which one is going to be the one that engages with me the most? What should I say for somebody who with this personality type so that they react by refunding me my money as quickly as possible? Like, it's, you don't just type in "help me with this" and then copy and paste the response, leaving in all the M dashes and bullshit. You make it your own. It's a tool, and you can make great use of it. For me, when it comes to my personal email and sorting my email, I'll use Olama and a local model for that. I do not want ChatGPT and Claude and any of this garbage going through all my personal data. However, if I'm reading a legal letter to it that I'm going to read publicly anyway, if I'm having it craft a response for me that I'm also going to be sharing with 2.5 million people, privacy is less of a concern there, and being able to have all those research features and the better performance and better results that I get from using this versus like Mistral 7B on my laptop is very much worth it. Even if you don't have access to these services or don't have the money to pay for them, even the free versions of them and even some of the free models are infinitely better than just going on Stack Overflow and posting, "help me with this legal case." What I love about AI is responding to people that I otherwise would not want to take the time to respond to. People that and just being able to push back against shit that just usually wouldn't be worth the time. Instead of just giving up my data, instead of clicking accept and lying down and taking it, I like having something that just makes it easier for me to fight back in an effortless way. Even if I do lose, I was going to lose anyway, so I might as well at least push back in a way that's going to seem like I'm going to be a thorn in their side. There are a lot of people who've reached out to me saying this company is screwing me over on my warranty for this item. You're not going to hire a lawyer and put in 5 hours of your life over a $50 CPU fan, but you may put in 4 minutes of your time. And when you put in 4 minutes of your time into one of these AIs, you can really get back something that looks like you put 3 hours of your life or 2 hours of a lawyer into it. And that will get a company very often to change their behavior. And I don't think that companies are really prepared for this, but I think it's a great way to use these models. I love using these models to fight back against the actual AI itself. And one of the things that I'm working on right now is working with a company that uses AI for doing a lot of scanning of items that are being pushed at local city council meetings. So it'll scrape and do all this information to figure out which local council meetings are where they're going to be talking about installing flock cameras. So LiveView Technologies has said that they think that people behave better when they're under surveillance. I think city councils behave better when under AI surveillance. Like, two can play that game. It makes these things a lot easier. So if you're somebody who's facing an issue like this, you may not be as lucky as she was. She did the most bare minimum pushback and did not have it cite any sort of laws or statutes in her state. But with 90 seconds of time, she could have probably responded to them with all the different statutes, all the different lawsuits, and exactly what it is that she was going to do next if they did not give her access to her account, to make sure that they knew that she was not just going to go away silently, that she was going to be a thorn in their side and a pain in the ass. And when you make it very clear that you're willing to waste 15 hours of your life, if it means that you just get back your $20, then they're going to leave you alone. At least that's my finding when it comes to a lot of these companies, and large language models and AI really makes it easy to do that. That's what, if there's anything that I love about using any of these models, it's using them to fuck over companies that are abusing people, because they realize that if they make it take 45 minutes to get a refund of 50 cents, that you're just going to deal with getting fucked over on the 50 cents. It makes it very easy to remain principled in these items. So thank you for sharing the story, and I hope that if you use Uphold and they require biometric verification for you to get access to your account, that you push back in the same manner that she did, and that more people understand that they will just kind of let you back into your account, because this is not true. There is no requirement that they collect your biometric data simply because they are a financial institution. It's not something that you should simply accept because they have put that out there for you, and I hope more people choose to not accept it. I'd like to see more people using these tools that are being made available to you. Many of them can be run locally. Many of them are completely free, to push back against companies that do this, to craft emails, to craft letters that really make it seem like a lawyer did it. And again, if you're in court, again, I'm not saying don't do that shit in front of a judge, but if you're dealing with a fucking customer service agent, absolutely, like, go for it. What are you going to lose? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. Good on Natasha for pushing back. Hope more people do the same. And I would love to have you all share your stories. The email is youtube@rossmangroup.com. I read everything. It takes me a while, but I eventually get to it. See you in the next video. Bye now.
We also have the duty not to infringe the IP rights in the process. It is in fact the manufacturers who have the relevant rights, not consumers.